Somebody look at your neighbor and say, she finna bring it tonight. I said, somebody look at your neighbor and say, she finna bring it tonight. And if you ain't got a neighbor, look at yourself and say, she finna bring it to fuck a night. Folks been asking me. They say, so, madam, I want you to talk about the old great people of our days. So I'm going to talk a little bit about Ray Charles. Ray Charles was born September 23rd in 1932. Ray Charles was born in Albany, Georgia. We got some Georgia people out there. Shout out. Ray Charles was known for taking gospel sounding music and turning it into rhythm and blues. All you do is you take you a gospel song and you change them lyrics around a little bit and you got yourself a rhythm and blues gospel song. So that's what he did. Honey, the church folks went crazy when Ray Charles started changing that shit, that gospel music to R&B. I said they went crazy. Ray Charles said, fuck that shit. I'm going to make my money and I'm going to sing these songs the way I want to sing them. And he sung that R&B gospel music until he died. Oh, come on. I said I'm going to bring it tonight. Ray Charles' daddy, Bailey Robinson, he worked as a railroad mechanic. And his mother, Aretha Robinson, she worked in a sawmill. And she would also wash other people's clothes to make a little extra money. Honey, so Ray Charles' mama, she was a hustler. Ray Charles' family, they end up moving to Greenville, Florida. Ray Charles said at that time he didn't see his father that much, but he knew who his father was. Ray Charles, he was a healthy child. I said he was a very healthy child. He had 100% of his eyesight. Many people think, you know what I'm saying, when they see blind people that they've been blind all their life. But no, at a point in time, Ray Charles was able to see. Honey, one day, Ray Charles' brother and him was playing outside. And his brother ended up falling in the laundry tub. Ray Charles was sitting there watching his brother drown in this laundry tub. Ray Charles thought that his brother was just playing around in this laundry tub, but his brother was really drowning up in this tub. Okay? So when the police and the ambulance came on scene, they pronounced his brother dead. Soon after Ray Charles' brother died, he began to go blind. When he saw that happen to his brother, that affected his subconscious mind so badly that he went blind. Sometimes we experience things in our lives that affect us differently. Okay. And sometimes it leaves us feeling lonely. After going blind, his mama did all that she could to teach him. Okay. She did all she could, put up signs around the house so he can get by a little bit more easier, until she realized he would need to be taught by a professional. Ray Charles' mama sent him to St. Augustine School for the Blind. This was out in Florida. Ray Charles went to the school for the blind and he learned how to read Braille. Braille is a system of raised dots on the paper that the blind use to read. Okay? So after he went to the school and learned how to read, he also began to play the piano, the clarinet, and also the saxophone. We see Ray Charles and we always see him up on the piano. Okay? But he knows how to play the clarinet and the saxophone. Ray Charles couldn't see, but he had a strong, powerful ear when it came to music. They said he was untouchable as a fucker. Ray Charles began to grow strong in his reading and his music skills. He wanted to share the good news with his mama. He would call his mama every day, daily, to let her know what he was doing inside of the school. When he was ready to share the good news that day with his mama, they sat him down and they told him that his mama had passed away. That broke Ray Charles's heart. Okay. He loved his mama. Every interview that you see him in and he talk about his mama, he tell you he loved his mama. 2 years later, after hearing about his mama, they broke the news that his daddy passed away. Ray Charles, he started feeling down. He started feeling lost. He said, I done lost my mama. I done lost my daddy. I done lost my brother. I done lost every damn body. Who I got? Ray Charles said he started to suffer because everybody he loved, they was gone. After Ray Charles graduated the school for the blind, he started traveling across Florida. Okay? He performed with country and western bands. After Ray Charles learned how to play country and western, he moved on with the brothers. Okay? He said, I'm going to move with my brothers. He moved on with the brothers to play a little bit of rhythm and blues. Ray Charles started making a name for himself. We know him as being Ray Charles, but his original name was Ray Robinson. At that time, it was a famous boxer named Ray Robinson as well. So Ray Charles said, let me change my name because folks is starting to confuse us, and I don't want that to happen. So he changed his name to Ray Charles, the talented one that we know of today. Honey, Ray Charles said, fuck that shit. I'm tired of Florida. I need to move out somewhere else. Ray Charles saved up his money. He was good at saving up his money in his early days. So he saved up his money. He went to that money jar, took that money jar and went to Seattle, Washington. I said Seattle, Washington. After Ray Charles went to Seattle, Washington, things began to go good for him. He formed a band called the Me Son Trio. The band began to record and created their own local TV show. People began to come out and watch them, and they loved them. As we know, things can start off real good, but things can also end real fucker ugly. At the tender age of 16 years of age, Ray Charles got introduced to the drug heroin. Y'all heard of the drug heroin? Ray Charles noticed these fuckers going to the back. Motherfuckers keep going to the back and shit. So he asked the motherfuckers, where y'all going? And everybody he would ask, they'd be like, we going to the back room. We going to the back room. So one day, they told him what the room was. He said, fuck that, I want to go to the room too. When Ray Charles went to the room, he ended up coming out of that motherfucker hooked on heroin. I say hooked on heroin. To make a long story short, most people don't know that somebody was sent in to feed Ray Charles this heroin. They was sent in to get him hooked on drugs. I know it sound crazy, but you got some fucked up people in the head. I done told you about these fuckers. These powder-faced fuckers. They was sent in to give him drugs and feed him drugs. They would feed Ray Charles that shit. Guess what? They'll be stealing money from his ass. Think about it. When somebody take drugs like heroin or crack, whatever drug, something like that, they mind ain't all the way there. Okay, so it's easy to take advantage of someone under the influence. So they'll feed him that heroin, and guess what? They'll take advantage of Ray Charles and take his motherfucking money. As I told you before, I'm going to end it right here. I ain't going to tell you too long. But as I told you before, they always going to get somebody similar to take the place of somebody else. I'm going to ask you this question. Who did they get to take the place of Ray Charles? That's right, Stevie Wonder. I said Stevie Wonder. And just like Ray Charles, Stevie Wonder changed his last name as well. Stevie Wonder's last name was originally Hardaway. Go look it up. They always make you go through the same similar things. I'm trying to tell y'all. Stevie Wonder's last name was originally Hardaway. He changed his last name to Wonder. It was a reason why he changed his last name to Wonder. Because he wondered what would happen if he was to sell his soul. It's a book out about all this shit going down in Hollywood. Okay? And this story is also in there. I'm going to find the book and I'm going to leave it under the link. And Stevie Wonder eventually sold out to the industry as well. I'm coming to tell you that. You can read the book. It's called Blood Sacrifice or something. Ray Charles died June 10th, 2004. I'm going to add these numbers up because I'm going to show you how they work. 1 + 2 + 4 = what? 7. The number 7 means completion. We done completed drugging this motherfucker up. I'm trying to tell you how they look at shit. Number 7 means completion. We done drugged this motherfucker up. It's completed now. The drugs done wore down on his body. So now we gonna bring in Stevie Wonder. The number 7 means completion. Okay? Completion. So after they done drugged him up real good, boom, now it's time for us to bring Stevie Wonder up. So that's why when you start seeing Stevie Wonder, he was to take Ray Charles's place. After Stevie Wonder go, you better believe they're going to bring somebody in his place, another blind person to take his place. That's how it go. Once you go, somebody else going to take your place. Huh. I'm trying to show you how they work. They can sacrifice you to drugs. Okay? It's different things. So Ray Charles, basically, his death, when you add up his numbers, it equals to the 7. Okay? That shows you the number of completion. Now we're going to bring in somebody else. So Ray Charles, I got to give it up to him. He was a very, very, very great artist. Very great artist. And once you get in, they got a plan for your life. I said once you get in with these motherfuckers in this industry, it's always a plan for your life. Huh. Catch that on fleek.